Good evening, everyone. Bear with me one moment while I just double check everything's working correctly. Typical that I would literally start the stream and something dies, but that is the way this game goes at times. How are we all doing tonight? Ooh, that's quite a good apple whiskey and apple juice drink that I have there. I'm doing okay, chat. Good to hear you're doing okay. So today I didn't want to get back to the Din Park or the Norway Park, because I'm kind of struggling to get into my sort of build flow with Evolution 3. It's been a problem I've been having kind of since the game began, really. So what I wanted to do is go back to this DIN park we had in Montana and start the process of beautification, which is something I did on all of the other Evolution games. You know, go back to the parks, start getting them looking better, basically. So, because I think it's a little easier to do that when you don't have like a blank slate to go from. So that's what we're going to do today. I've already made a little bit of a start. I have constructed now some very nice DIN fencing. You might remember these are the ones we began building, I think it was last week. If I head into my blueprints here, you'll see now there is... Where can I go? Where can I... Over here. There is now quite a mighty selection of DIN fencing types, which we're going to use around this particular park, as well as something else that I designed. I'm making a start building some... Actually, there's quite a story to this, which I'll talk about in a minute, but yeah, basically we're just going to get started on beautifying it. Now, the first thing I wanted to tackle is the Struthiomimus exhibit here, because it's alright, but I think it could be better. So what I want to do is clear the dinosaurs out, remove all the vegetation, sort of bring it back to a state where it's sort of a bit bare, and then look at sort of doing some improvements to this. So that's step one. Although what we're going to do first is get rid of that. And what we're going to do is... I'm just going to build quite a simple sort of storage enclosure for the Struthi, just to keep them out of the way. I'm pretty sure they're a ground fiber bunch. That should be enough. Obviously I need to stick a gate in here. I need to stick a ranger post in here just to keep them all okay. Somewhere around here should be an ACU building. Oh my, there's a lot of them, isn't there? Crikey. I didn't think there would be that many. They're not very good shots, are they? They seem to be taking a while. I think that should be all of them. I mean, I could be cruel and just let them all die. But I don't want to do that. Should I put the music back on? I turned it off to do some recording earlier. I should probably put the music tracks back on. Do that in a second. I'm a monster. Why am I a monster? Well, because I said I could just let them starve. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, it's probably quicker just to let them starve to death, but, you know. Oh, I'm not a monster. Right, thank you. I should probably add that to that, just to make sure everything's okay. 2 environmental issues, not enough cover and not enough ground leaf. They're leafy climber species, not ground fiber species. Okay, and they want some cover. There we go. That should keep them all happy temporarily. Yep, so what I want to do is just rebuild this whole thing. We'll see where we can get a bit more space. Thinking I might delete some of these rocks just so that we can make a bit more use of the din fencing that we have going on. So, you know, I know that people like using the rocks as like artificial fencing, but I think one of the problems when people do that is that the parks end up looking very fake because you sort of get these very unnatural rock formations in like perfect circles and stuff, and it just doesn't look realistic. So oh no, a storm is coming. Good God, why did it go pitch black? It's only a sandstorm. Really? See, I'm not that bothered about dinosaur injuries or stuff at the moment, you know. I just wanted to build in the daytime. Why did the sandstorm automatically make it go nighttime? Can I change the... They don't let you change whether you want day-night cycle on or not in campaign. Okay. What's the problem? Injured surface wounds. It's nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the thunderstorm has now passed.
Okay.
Please resume your normal activity.
I'm gonna need it in. I'm actually gonna need the whole park to be in bloody daylight before I tackle the building of this thing. So. Why is there a Struthy in here still? I missed one. I missed two. Oh no, Kajal, your microphone is muted. How terrible for you. I will delete this temporarily as well. Now we can probably get rid of this water patch, since we're going to redesign the entire thing. I think what we'll do is flatten it out as well, all to the same height. And then we'll have a look at it. Oh, the nests. We can get rid of the nests. Why did I give them 3 nests? No wonder they were breeding so much. God. Can we have daylight, please, game? There are some things a Frontier do need to add. The ability to alter how long the day-night cycle takes in campaign would be nice. Why has everything ended up so much damage from a little bit of sand, really? Eh. The park is as fragile as glass. I would disagree with that. I think glass has... What do you mean they can't find a route? Why can't you guys find a route? Come on, just drive under the thing. Guys, what is your problem? Just drive under the thing. Do you know why they won't do that? I actually know exactly what the problem is. I had this in my other build. Hopefully that should have fixed it. We will see. Anyway, hello Brinson. Once we actually get the sun in position so I can see what I'm doing, we'll tackle this enclosure. But yeah, I think what we want to do is just I think improve some of what's back here. Because this is all built kind of haphazardly. Without much thought. I can delete those ones as well. I'm going to keep these ones in place. Really? You can't reach the maintenance zone? Collision off? Is that the problem? Seriously, I do not understand the AI for these vehicles. It's like stuff like tunnels, anything that's positioned over something, it just interferes with their ability to drive anywhere. It's so weird. It's very, very odd. Anyway. Okay, so I'm actually thinking let's also flatten this area. So I'd quite like to do something back here. But obviously we need the space to be able to do so. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. We can keep with the rocks sort of here. Just want to keep varying the actual rocks I do use, just so it doesn't look repetitive. But I'm thinking when we get to this bit at the very back, I'm thinking I might put the fence back in, or a fence back in, just because I don't like the idea of covering up this entirely with rocks. I want to try and get some more light into the enclosure. Then I think we'll continue the rock building. This one. Might do something, maybe a small waterfall or something. Yeah, something like that. So what has everyone else been up to today? Has anyone done anything sort of, fun, interesting? Anything they want to share? Hello, Ryan. Like the idea of making this. We have some archways in here, don't we? That's better. Much better. You uploaded a town on the workshop. A whole town? Hello, Luna. And what sort of bird was it, Chad? Do you know? A heron. Ah, we get a lot of herons here in the UK. Will not let me put any plants where I want there to be plants. So I suppose I shall have to put some in myself. correct me if I'm wrong, but we have lost the bush plant, right? The one I mean, like the large bush. I suppose I should check bush. Yeah, like I feel we've lost the classic large bush. How bizarre is that? Very odd. Okay, why are all these above surface? Okay, that's odd. Anyway. Yeah, like, it seems like this is now, like, as big as the bushes get. We've lost that classic big bush. I swear people are going to have a field day with some of the stuff I'm coming out with today. That will do. Have we got any, like, big patches of reeds? That's better. Right. We need a fence to run along sort of from, where are we? From like this rock face here, along the back road, the back wall. So let's go have a look. So I've put down all these fences, but I think these are all a bit too... I wouldn't want them protecting a side where I think they could escape, so... I'd want something taller. And maybe more substantial. I'm thinking maybe one of those types, or... let's have a look. I'm thinking we'd probably want something electric, actually. Electrified. That's the word I was looking for. But it doesn't have to be like over the top like these sauropod fences. I think maybe this... Let's have a look. Actually, maybe this type, the irregular. Yeah, maybe the irregular. It's a bit harsh though. Actually, let's go for this one. Simple electrified duplicate. You might get 2-point museum one day. I definitely think you should. I think 2-point. I'm funny you should say this. I'm literally going to be making 2-point museum videos soon. And I really do think that it is game of the year 2025, to be honest. That actually needs to be the other way round, technically. signage should be on the outside of the wall. I like having double columns. I think it just helps with spacing. This one obviously needs to be angled a little bit, not by much. This one we will phase in. And then I think from here we will put the rocks back in. That'll give us a nice flashing green light wall along the back. I've used green lighting for all the din buildings, so the electrified walls will have flashing green lights, and the din laser fence is green, just to distinguish it from like the red that I'm using for the others. And thank you. I did take a lot of time over the din fences. I wanted quite a range of options, which is why they are available in so many types. And each type has been built with like particular animals and particular things in mind. Like the idea is, you know, there are carnivore fences, there are herbivore fences, there are fences kind of halfway between. Kind of want to have like not a fence along this section, but a solid wall, something that doesn't have any visibility through it. That's a bit much. Oh, I know. Can I edit this? Oh, of course. It's. Of course it's been built from... Why did you do that? Hold up a second here. Why did you not just... Oh, you're currently making a dinosaur city. That sounds like it would be quite a lot of hard work. I don't like that. I might just have to do this myself. I want something that's a relatively straight-ish line. Doesn't have to be like super straight, but... I want it to be that wide. Doesn't have to be. I think we just lost internet. I just have. I'll be back. Let me know in chat if we are back. I think we just had a momentary internet blip. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Don't know what happened there. Actually, I know it's gonna sound weird, but I'm actually kind of feeling quite strong about this. So why won't it... Non-grid pieces always bug me. If you start building non-gridded pieces on a non-straight build, it can be very frustrating sometimes, because things will just not line up properly. as you can see, has happened with that. um, what I'm going to have to do is build this thing on a snap angle. Hope that it's roughly the right length. And then move it if I absolutely have to the right spot. Like, I don't have to. I could have just left those rough edges, but I would know that they were there, and it would just it would bug me. What's happened there? Properly. Yeah, delicious. I think we could do with some doors, so let's go with what's going on there. Proper doors. So apparently a species of Zalmoxes turned out to be a ceratopsian. Really? Wow. That's unexpected is probably the word I would use. Also, I apologize if I'm not doing a very good job keeping an eye on chat. I do struggle sometimes to keep an eye on it. I think we also need just like some normal doors here, so let's stick in those. This isn't going to be like a hyper modular build. I'm not going to mess about with stuff too much lighting wise, etc. I just want it to look kind of visually consistent with the rest of the park. duplicate you, maybe there, turn you around. And we have like another pretend gate going on here. I do think we need a few columns in here. Which ones did they use? I think it was those ones. Make them a little bit bigger just to make sure they don't. Nice. Ah. It does bug me that we don't have an effective mirroring control, you know, where you can just build with mirrored components. Would be a building setting I would very much like to have. And let's just put, just because it would be easier to do it now than later. This will be the last thing I do here on this wall. I just wanting to make sure I get all of these annoying fiddly bits done before I move it and angle it and mess about with it. Ooh, not that one. There we go. Just move this wall slightly further back. Actually, what we'll do is move it much further back. And duplicate slightly. Ooh, nice. Yeah, happy with that. Now, I would like this to have some raised terrain, because at the moment this is just like, you know, totally flat. So I'm thinking something here. Let's just smoothen that out a little bit. And maybe a little bit here, I'm thinking. Not that tall. Yeah. Let's put some rocks in here. Let's see if we can actually get the rock brush to work properly this time, shall we? Yeah, that would be a no. Am I the only one who cannot get this epoxy rock brush to work properly? Oh, that was a bit better. Not by much. I don't understand why it's so useless. I think it's because it doesn't like steep terrain. I think if you make it slightly less steep, I think then it makes the rocks for you. I think it's just like weirdly, it has a problem with really steep terrain. No, that didn't help either. Honestly, the rock brush doesn't work. It's like the most disappointing feature that they added. It just simply doesn't work. Or I don't understand how you get it to work, because everything I've tried, it just stubbornly refuses. I might as well just put the rocks in myself, it'll be easier. Doesn't put rocks in. Just refuses. For goodness sake, what's going on tonight? Sorry folks, I think we got some minor internet hiccups today. Not sure what the problem is. Well, I mean, yeah, it should rarely buffer because we have like some very expensive broadband, which I pay for deliberately. But it seems like it wants to mess around today. Hello, Basti. How are you doing today? feel like making this just sand up here. Dinosaurs. What nests do they like? Or do they classify as a medium? They do. Just want to have some trees. Simple requests, game. Simple requests. Okay. Yeah, sounds good, Bestie. The subject is history, Melissa. What sort of history are you writing about or looking into, as it were? Where is those lovely short orange ones? I want a couple more of these. Make them a little bit smaller, just so they're a little bit less brutal. Okay, and then over this one, this one we will just have woodland. It's kind of like a woodland path. Alright, the arid soil is the rock brush. So the boulder wastes is not actually a rock brush. Okay, then. Probably want to put a few leafy climbers somewhere. I think this is looking much better. We need to have a talk after the stream. Okay. Ah, my asthma's coming back today. Oh, US history. I have no idea about that, Luna, unfortunately. US history is just not something that I know very much about. I think at some point I might do a modular building stream. Maybe on Sunday, actually. Instead of doing park building, I might do some modular building where we build some, like, plant rock combinations for placing around builds. Because I think that's something I'm missing at the moment. I'm kind of disappointed with how limited the options are for, like, painting stuff in water. Like, I think it was better in Evolution 1 and 2, where we could, like, paint whatever texture we liked under the water. Now we're really limited, and I really don't like that. What dinosaur of these two dinosaurs would you choose to domesticate? Diabloceratops or Utahraptor? Utahraptor, actually. And that's only because I think Utahraptor is the one that's actually capable of being domesticated or being trained. I don't think Diabloceratops would be capable of being trained. That's the calamite brush, isn't it? Whoops. Okay. We've got no ranger. At least there's the ranger post in. I think I am reasonably happy with this. The only thing I want to do is to provide them I just want to provide them some cover. You know? Somewhere to get out of the way, thinking about their, you know, enclosure enrichment and stuff. Diablo steak sounds really good, though. Right, I think we can put the Struthiomimus back. I'm just going to do a quick check. Yep, looks like we should be fine. Let's go get all these guys. I mean, just having a domestic Utahraptor would mean you could always get rid of someone you didn't like, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Lokiceratops to the park.
Oh, we have a new Lokiceratops in the park. What just died? Oh, one of the Ornithomimus. Oh, we've got a couple of dead Ornithomimus. Ornithomimus. This enclosure will need a lot of work. I really didn't like how it ended up. As will this raptor one. Now then, I am going to be a bit cruel here. I don't want to keep every single Struthi that's here. I want to look at, like... Oh, yeah, but if I get rid of some that happen to be... I'm going to have to, aren't I? Because, like, otherwise the adults will be disappointed with me. Okay, let's get them moved across then. Could you imagine, though, if, like, a domestic Utahraptor happens to end up being, like, a cat? And it thinks that you're just a really bad hunter, so it just keeps bringing back, like, dead animals for you, thinking you need help hunting. And so you go downstairs one day and find the Utahraptor, like, has brought in half a dead pig or something, looking all happy with itself, thinking it's succeeded in teaching you how to hunt. How did I end up with so many Struthis? Is that all of them? I think that should be all of them. Right, have we got a Jeep somewhere? Yes, let's attach you to there temporarily, just to make sure everything is going to work out okay with these guys.
Attention
Missing
personnel.
ground
We
lead.
have detected power outages across the site.
Excuse me?
Available personnel, please respond.
Oh, of course it has, because these guys can't actually get out here. I don't understand why. I'm gonna do an experiment. What is stopping you guys from leaving here? I don't get it. There's nothing in the way. There is nothing in the way of these guys driving about. I don't understand what's preventing them from getting around. I know this is not quite... I want to do an experiment quickly because I want to figure this out, because these buildings need to work properly. So let's just quickly do an experiment. I want to figure out what's going on here. Okay. Here is that maintenance building. Let's just hook it up to a entrance. And then let's give it a maintenance post to get to. Okay. So let's see what happens when I tell it to go over there. It decides to drive out that way. So what happens if... can't find a route to its destination. I had this problem with the bridges that I built for my big command building. But I solved that problem by making the thing that was over the top its own group, but that doesn't seem to have fixed it. Okay. What about now? Is it the girders? The girders are interfering with the collision detection. What? Okay, so if I do this, if I go like that, and then grab these. If I go split from group. You gonna drive back? Was that sufficient? No. What if I make that collision off? Yeah, there you go. The minute I turn collision off for that, now they suddenly work fine. How is it that this is a problem? This is what I mean about the game has completely compromised itself by desperately wanting modular building. Because they can't even get the modular building system correct. You can build yourself a roof and it stops the building working. How utterly preposterous is that? So technically, that means this building needs to be completely rebuilt. This this roof with these girderings and stuff, it needs to be completely rebuilt and to the point where it's actually working. But anyway, now we know what we need to do. Right. Come on, guys. Can you actually go and fix that? Honestly, it's stupid. It really is. No, this juvenile has been... Which dinosaur needs a redesign the most? Acro or Megalo? Neither. I think they're fine. I'm going to give them an enrichment item. I think I'm going to... I mean, I need to design some more enrichment items. But I'm going to give them a little sand bath. How on earth did that Loki Ceratops get in internal bleeding? Electric fence. Because it's not happy with the insufficient fuel. No teams assigned. Ah, I forgot to reassign the maintenance vehicles after I... 2 environmental issues. What's wrong with it? Missing wetland. You got tons of wetland. My dudes. How much more wetland do you want? Missing ground fiber. There we go. Yeah, so, some of the dinosaur needs, it's just asinine sometimes. Oh, I want to put the put in something I built the other day. Can't because it's pitch black. So we'll have to wait temporarily. Probably do something about all those angry scientists. Maybe let's just go around and fix the stuff in the park down here. I am going to totally redo this bit down here because I have new stuff to put in here. Good. There's a Loki Ceratops all fixed up, right? Dump it back in there. Missing ground leaf. 13% ground leaf. Look, guys, you can't have 1,000,000 tons of ground leaf. No one will see you in the enclosures otherwise. And the enclosure will also look weird. Oh, come on. How much of this stuff do you want? Why is it 60? I've just noticed how high those numbers were. 60% ground leaf. Are you having a joke? It might be because I had the bar down too low. Hey guys, I'm not going to fill up your entire paddock with just the same ground leaf. Except that there is less ground leaf. I do not care. Something has died. It's a dilo. Yeah, I know they're dying. They're dying because of old age, Berenson. This park has been going for a long time by this point. Don't worry, every nest has every enclosure has nests, so it doesn't really matter. See, this is too much ground leaf. It just looks ugly. Will do, I guess. Not happy about it, but it'll do. Oh, another ornithomimus has died. Look, guys, telling me about dinosaurs are like, look, a lot of them are elderly, a lot of them are dying because they're elderly. Plus, I'm rebuilding this park, so if animals die, they die. I don't really care about them dying. Like, the park is being rebuilt. That is the point of this stream. Who cares about the elderly? What's going on down here? Oh, these ornithomimus. I must have made all of these ornithomimes at exactly the same time. Because they're now all dying off at exactly the same time. Why is this so unlevel? Oh yes, another ornithomimus? No, an Edmontosaurus has finally died of old age. Where am I? Where was I? There I am. Why has this one got like weird? Why have they all got weird smoke effects coming from? Why do they all appear to be smoking? Because they're elderly? No, some of them have some bugs going on here. Clearly. Magical dinosaurs. Right. I wanted to build my little water filter thing, which I made the other day, in here. I think, actually, I might get rid of this and put it in there. It's just a quick, simple little water filter building. Because I don't like the fact that our water sources, it's like, you know, we don't have filters for them or any sort of system like that. And I don't like that. So, I decided to build one. It's a simple little structure. There's some water geysers coming out of it. There's a little pump entrance back there. Some simple plants and stuff around it.
Our weather forecast has been updated. The sandstorm threat level has been raised.
Do with being put a little, just a smidge higher. There we go. That'll do. Why do we have another sandstorm coming in? Right. Should be in here somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, please shield your eyes.
Shopping amenity. But I think we should put it... Here is probably the only place for it. I feel like I want to redo all of this in here. Wow, look how much is modular bits that have been placed down when they didn't need to be. What a waste of piece count. Now I need to figure out which path they used. Was that one? Surface storm, surface wounds, really don't care about. Surface wounds, don't care about. Maybe it makes more sense for it to be here.
Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond.
Why? What building constraint? What is the building constraint now? Oh, I'll put in my little shop there. Honestly, sometimes this game just confuses me.
Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond. Ladies and gentlemen, the sandstorm has now passed.
That's a bit
Please
big.
resume your normal activity.
So we'll just use the copy-paste style one that I made from the shop. And Drink one, obviously. That looks really cool. I like that one. I have been downloading stuff of the workshop, by the way, for some future projects. So I have one or two things to hopefully make stuff go faster. Oh, hello, Gary. Oh, I misread that. Well, hello, Spider. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Well, that's a weird thing, Spider. Yeah. Anywho. Now what's wrong? You're on low health because you're fighting for dominance. Got yourselves on low health, not me. Okay, I do want to put a few a dim fence around this, but I want it to be something like this. Do it from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Lokiceratops to the park.
We are pleased to welcome Lokiceratops. Everything in this game breeds a rabbit. sure I've got some... That's a bit big. I got the scale for some of my buildings really messed up. Leave that as it is. Sounds like my average night out at university, Spider.
Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond.
Okay, that's looking a little better, I think. Oh, I wouldn't ask for advice from people on YouTube about dealing with drunk people. Inevitably, you'll get some really messed up answers. Oh, one of the Struthies has died off at last. Alright. Not too bad. I am reasonably happy with how this is looking. Need to finish this wall properly at some point. I think the next thing really... Oh. I wanted to put in one of my newest objects somewhere. Or maybe here? Actually, I think here. Now, this thing I randomly built yesterday because I was having a random thought. And I was inspired by the watchtowers that they have on Yavin 4 in Star Wars Episode 4. You know, there's that shot on Yavin 4 with the Rebel fighter fleet flying off, and there's that single guy with the spear up in this like raised little basket that's above all the tree line. And I was like, that could be a really interesting idea for like a watchtower. So I'm in the process of making some different styles of sort of one-person watchtowers. This is the Din version. Like on the ground floor, you've got oh, for goodness sake, camera. On the ground floor, you've got like first aid stations and equipment and fire extinguishers. What's going on here? A velociraptor died of old age. And you've got internal bleed. Honestly, that one can die. I don't care. And then at the top you've got like just like a little raised area for a single person to be stationed. He's got like an emergency radio up there. He's got there's security cameras up there looking all around as well. And yeah, there are different versions. So I'm going to build like a Din version, which I've already got. A Jurassic Park version, which is almost finished. A Jurassic World version, a simple wood version, and a simple concrete version. And once those 5 are done, they'll go up on the workshop. But yeah, this is the... I just wanted to put the Din style one in. And I think it looks quite good. Little sort of security tower, safety tower sort of arrangement. You know, the purpose of it is not really to look for dinosaurs. It's more to keep an eye on the guests. And no worries, Spider. Honestly, I have heard stranger stories, so... Hell, I think I've probably told stranger stories. But yeah, I think the next thing to do will be to tackle the... Loki Ceratops enclosure, which is here, which I want to completely redesign. I want to sort of connect, not necessarily connect these two enclosures together, but have the water source at least connect up here and down here, and maybe make use of the raised terrain actually, and have a viewing system up in these rocks, and get rid of these viewing galleries. And obviously, you know, change all the fencing, change the rocks and stuff. At some point, I need to build a DIN style research center, science center. Because I don't like you reusing the Jurassic World one. So I want a version that's Din inspired. And obviously a Din control center as well. But for now they can stay there. Yeah, it's not too bad. I just wish this game didn't take so long to do stuff with. Modular building really slows everything down. I just wish we had, like, placeable low fencing that worked like the fencing we already have in game and stuff. Don't waste the time. Well, the Spider, the stream is stopping now since we've been going for 2 hours. But I do suggest you go and, you know, if you want to hear some of my thoughts about the game, you check out my videos. I've done a review. Check out my videos on this game. You know, check out the other live streams we've done, and obviously subscribe for the next stream, which is on Sunday. Where we will, I think, spend some time in modular building doing something. Maybe we'll tackle building some enrichment items for ceratopsians and stuff, since that's what February was going to be anyway, and I think Sunday is February 1st, right? Yes, it is. So we can start February off with beginning those modular builds. However, I'm going to leave the stream there. I will see you guys on Sunday, and until then, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Friday evenings. Stay safe, and good night.